figured I'd do a little intro for the hunts, since you don't really get to kind of see the leading up to the shot pretty much. 2 successful hunts tonight, so it was a pretty good night, middle of the week, Wednesday night. Can't beat that. No complaints there to get 2 coyotes, so in 2 different spots, so 2 solo coyotes, 1 male and then 1 female. The last one was a female. The first hunt, actually my all-time favorite spot, was my all-time favorite spot. I think I got a new favorite spot now, but anyways, pull in. I think it was about a little after 10 o'clock. I don't have to walk far out in this field. Landowner, farmer's been getting quite a bit of pictures of a coyote on camera, all different times though, so it wasn't really patternable or anything like that. But get out of the truck. I park right next to the barn pretty much that I hunt next to, and I stand right next to that barn, and I set the collar out. I think maybe it was probably about 50-60 yards out in front of me. Rip off one lone howl, which is an MFK bougie howl. Bougie lone howl is the name of that sound. And so I did that, and it lasts, it's like a 20-second, 25-second sound. Didn't hear nothing. I sat there for 10 minutes in quiet. Didn't hear nothing. So I figured, all right, the cameras are towards the back of the field anyways, and there's a river back there and kind of like a natural funnel, if you want to call it that. But anyways, they usually run the fence line and kind of back towards the woods by the river right there. So anyways, I figured, all right, I'll just make my way back there, and maybe I'll do another howl or something like that. I get about halfway to where I was going to set up at, and next thing I know, 300-400 yards away, I could hear a coyote and howling. And I mean, he's like, howling and howling, and wouldn't shut up for 2 minutes probably. And I know a pretty good idea where he's at. He's in the field next door, where they kind of have a hay section. And so what I did, the fence line that splits the 2 properties in the field, is pretty brushy. So I just kind of slipped up to that brush line right there, and where there's a little bit of an opening, I cut through. And sure enough, I look up there with my scanner, and I see the coyote sitting out there. At that time, he was done howling. So what I did, I got my call out and ready just in case I wanted to use it, but I just did a couple lip squeaks. It took me, I think maybe a minute worth of lip squeaks or so, and you can see him in the video kind of going through the hayfield to the edge, and then back out, where I finally got the shot. So that was about 250 yard shot on that one. So pretty pumped up. Yeah, got a coyote. Usually I'll do like a one and done, but I'm like, yeah, you know what, feeling good. It was kind of early yet. That was it was before 11, I think, when I shot him. So I'll get my pictures, get them thrown back in the truck, go head over to another spot that's not very far away at all either, and get out of the truck. I parked my truck, so that field is split up into 2 fields. So there's a front half, and then there's a wood section, railroad tracks, and then there's the second half of the field back there. So that spot I usually will set up in the back half of that field, and then do my calling right there. So I set it up so where I can still there's the drive to get back there for the farm equipment. So I kind of set up right there so I can see most of the backfield, and then I can see a decent portion of the front field where I park, just in case. So I get set up, and I did the same bougie lone howl that I did, the hunt or stand before. And I think 7 minutes went by. I didn't hear nothing, didn't see anything. And I did Fireball Bigger Happy Girl, I think is the name of that sound from MFK. Did that. That's a really good pair howl, and didn't hear nothing still. No, nothing howled back. So I just happened to be watching the back part of the field, and you can see the dirt road that goes by there. Well, I could see some rabbits kind of in the brush in there. Next thing I know, I see this coyote come flying up the road, just running right up the road. And I'm like, oh, holy crap. So I'm watching it for a minute, and it sits there and lays down behind the rabbits. That was freaking wicked. And next thing you know, it's laying down, head down, and everything, like it's hiding. And next thing you know, it bolts right after one of those rabbits, just freaking full out sprint. So I'm like, oh, great, and then next thing you know, it's coming back. So I'm like, all right, sweet, so I'll do figured I'll do rabbit distress sound. So played a rabbit distress sound, played it at a lower volume, and I didn't get a reaction or anything. So I don't think she heard me. So I turned up the volume a little bit louder. I could see her. Okay, ears perk up and looking in my direction. So then she starts coming across the field. You can see her kind of dog tracking and zigzagging, back and forth in the field to try to pick up like a scent trail or something like that. Just like you would see like a dog do, and get her to within about 200 yards, I think it was. And at that time, she was actually pretty close to my truck. 40 yards, I think she ended up being 40 or 50 yards from my truck. So yeah, I don't know that she would have came any closer. So I'm like, all right, 200 yards, I feel more than comfortable taking that shot. Put her right down, no problem with that, right in the shoulder. So that was a pretty cool hunt, watching her chase those rabbits and everything like that. So like I said, hey, can't beat that. Wednesday night, 2 coyotes by myself. Not gonna complain, that's for sure. So videos are pretty cool, so take a look at those. And the first one I did shoot twice. The first shot would have been put that male down, no problem. But if you still see him spinning, I mean, just take another shot. And that first shot was definitely the one that put him down. So, but hey, like I said, all in all, great night. So cool. Hope you like it.